At this point, while everybody is getting back online, any particular questions that you might have? It could be related to the assignment as well. I don't mind, but I know that my weekend is definitely going to be used, although it is a long weekend. Yes, there will be time to take a break, but I'm also definitely going to catch up on some of my work. I think it's for a lot of us, it might be an opportunity to, yeah, just get up to speed again. Um, I know some of you want to work on assignments. I know some of you, um, well, this is not the only subject, obviously, or module that you have for this course. So if there's any questions related to the assignment, you're more than welcome to ask me now. Any guidance that you require, please. Or then you can go onto Canvas as well. That's that inbox option on the left hand side of the screen with all the options available in the menu. You can just that's directly linked to the course and to me, so you can correspond in that way, or you can just normally just send me an email if you want to. I will, as I said, be working on the weekend, but at a more relaxed pace. So if there's any questions, even over the weekend, you're welcome to contact me. I don't mind at all. Any questions related to your assignment at this stage? Everybody up to speed? No problems? Right. Also, you've also seen, I know that it was an issue, and I offer my apologies. As we suggested at the start of the term as well, there will be some technical glitches occasionally. I seem to have experienced one with the uploading of the modified assignment, where the original one was 120 marks, and I then said to you, no, it's 80, and it's only 3 parts now. Well, I think those who've been on Canvas already this morning would know that the update is there, and I had confirmation from students who've been on Canvas to say that yes, the most updated version of the assignment and then the assignment instructions is on Canvas. Quick links, week 1 assignments. Right, no questions at this stage? You also know that there is a class test, which is an online quiz that you can do from 12 o'clock tonight for the whole of tomorrow. Okay, just remind yourself there's a class test. I'm not going to send out an announcement. That is part of your responsibility to look on your weekly planning schedule that's on Canvas where it's indicated on your quick links if there's an assignment due or if there's a quiz that's happening. So obviously if a particular section like quizzes is underlined, it means that there's a quiz. It's just 40 marks, variety of questions, short questions. Just to use as a tool to do some revision at this point. Okay.
I saw, sorry.
Yes, Sasha.
I already did my class test, so I think it's already available.
Yes, I've struggled the whole morning to actually realize that it actually is the 18th today, and not the 19th. So I know it was originally set to be available from midnight last night up to tomorrow evening. Yes. So it's definitely possible that some of you would have done it already. Yes. I think I initially set it for the 18th because I think what we are doing now today, I think I planned on completing that to be completed already by Tuesday this week, but it didn't turn out that way. So it might be that because of that submission time that I've set, that it was available earlier. Yeah. And I have made peace with the fact that today is the 18th and not the 19th yet. Right, but thanks for pointing that out to me. The Bureau for Market Research, the BMR that I've spoken to you about just before the break, have done and are doing on a regular basis updates of the information that's available, and therefore they are a tool that's readily available and can be used um, by marketers at companies. Um, this is not information that's in your manuals or in your textbooks. This is information that have come from some of some of the articles that I've read and some of the websites I've been on, just to give you an idea of the type of information and obviously the relevance of some information. Um, the Bureau for Marketing Research, yes, Jessica, you can ask a question.
Sorry, sir. I just wanted to ask something.
Hmm?
On my quiz section on Canvas,
Yes,
there's three class tests, but I'm not sure which one is the correct one. So there's one that counts 40, there's two that counts 40 marks and six questions, but both are locked until the 19th of March. And then there's another one which is 40 marks and eight questions, and that one is open. But I'm not sure which one is the correct one
hmm.
because I have three class tests on my section, so.
Okay, I will just check on. Thanks for pointing that out. As I said, yeah, some of the issues that some of the other lecturers raised as well when I shared my problems with them is that they said that yeah, some of the items that they've published actually appeared as unpublished. And so I'll definitely thanks Jessica for pointing that out. I'll make sure 100%. Obviously, the one that you're looking for would be would say assignment class test one. I think no, yeah, something like that. Self-assessment class test one. 40
Yes,
marks.
the one that is still locked is the one that you're talking about. It says self-assessment class test one.
Yes,
So
that
that one is still locked.
that is
It
the
only opens tonight.
okay. Zaska, then you've done the wrong one. Um, I will send an announcement out this afternoon on Canvas. Just have a look at your page, just to refer to
So
the
the one that is open is called quiz class test one, and there's like a guideline for it. It says it counts 40 marks. There's eight questions
yes.
on 30 minutes, and it says it's about chapter one, four, and five.
Okay. Let me just double check on that. At the end of the day, I want you to do the correct one. It definitely is the one as you've read to me now. Is the class test would cover those three chapters, 1, 4, and 5 years. So that information is correct. But let me just double check, and I'm going to send out an announcement just to make sure that everybody has access to the same test and they do the same test. Okay. In other words, don't do your test before tomorrow. Okay. Um, Thanks for pointing this out to me. As I said, the system is only as efficient as it is as the information and the feedback that you give us. I can only solve a problem if I know there is one. Yeah, my commitment to you is that I'll address it immediately when this class is finished. I think we still have, because of the funeral of Zulu king that died, we still have uninterrupted access and no load shedding until 2 o'clock this afternoon nationally. Okay. As I said, the Bureau for Marketing Research, um, the statistics, and I've broken it up into the different populations, the black, the Indian, and the white and colored population of South Africa. And I've just taken some of the information that's relevant. As I said, and this you won't find in your textbooks, but as I said, use it as additional resource or additional information. It's obviously not going to necessarily be formally assessed, but some of this information, if you have it, you can use it if you need to provide examples in a test, for instance. The black population, high level education and high standard of living, that has increased dramatically, obviously, in that period, 98 to 2003. I try to get as much information. I don't want to compare the period. Um, I can't compare 2015 with 2015 if I don't have information on all the different population groups, and that's why this particular era was used, 98 to 2003. So the statistics I know have changed since, but I couldn't find information that reflected the changes in all the population groups. Um, yes, it's very apparent that that there's obviously a huge increase in the number of Black South Africans who now finish the school, who matriculate, and then obviously have access to further studies, and can therefore improve not just their education but obviously their um, earning potential because they are qualified. Um, if you've got a grade 10, you're going to earn a certain amount of money, and a company is going to pay a certain fee or hourly rate. If you have a degree or you have a diploma or you have a certificate, after you've successfully completed your matric, it obviously just increases your value of what your employer can pay you. Right. There was a decline in the number of Black South Africans with low education and low living standards. I think that's the reverse of the previous one. Obviously, that would be the case, yes. The Asian population in South Africa, there was a decline in the number of Asians with a low education. Obviously, more people from the Asian population actually um, have educated themselves as well or have increased their levels of education. And as a result of that, they've also grown as a segment in the market. These are all very important things, and we have to obviously see everything in context and see them as combined factors that impact on your social status and obviously as a result on what you have available to spend. Um, link that with your lifestyle, and you as a future marketer will have most of the correct answers. Colored population, the growth of the colored population in the high living standard, high education segment has also happened, um, which is good. I think it was always the colored South African population has always been a group that um, didn't really or felt that they didn't really or wasn't sure where they fitted in, for that matter. And I think it was very important that, or these stats is very important to ensure that marketers now can realize that um, this is a serious market segment to focus on because they have also uh, improved or increased the standard of living. And again, people, when I say increased standard of living, it's across the board of a particular population group. There are still, in each of these population groups, very poor people and very rich people. White population stagnation and eventually a decline in the number of whites with a high education and a high living standard. I think it was always going to be the case because if you look at the composition of our country, out of the 59 million people, there's probably only about 8 million white South Africans. So obviously, yes, I think if the larger part of the population, as a result of our apartheid regime and laws and regulations, have prevented equal opportunities to happen, then once those barriers are broken down, gradually over a period of time, and I think we can definitely see that trend continue like it has over the last 25 years since 1994. So it's balancing out, but it's also in proportion to the size of each population group. Right. What are the challenges in the progress towards further improvements in the areas of education and living standards? Well, I think one of the biggest challenges is probably pandemics and the impact of medical conditions like HIV and AIDS. In many countries, it's actually wiped a generation where grandmothers and grandfathers are now raising their grandchildren because, yeah, as a result of a pandemic or a virus like HIV, they don't have fathers and mothers anymore. And it obviously impacts on the number of people that educated people can educate themselves. It impacts on the dropout rate at schools as well. Um, it is it is yeah, it's a constant problem. We probably won't be able to solve it in our lifetimes. We can just continue to just each of us do our small bit, and hopefully um, we'll make a dent in the problem. Right. Slow economic growth and even slower growth now as a result of the world almost coming to a standstill last year economically does impact on it. It means that people are not, those people who were lucky not to lose their jobs are definitely not going to get increases. Some of them even kept their jobs, but um, at a reduced salary. There's definitely not too many bonuses and stuff going around. And yeah, we can just see at the moment, it's quite evident um, with all the students at the different universities, public universities, who are battling to pay their fees. Um, it is it impacts on such a wide scale, but I think um, what's troubling to me is the fact that if it impacts the quality of education, or if it impacts the number of people who um, are missing out on the opportunity to be educated, and as a result of that improve their lifestyle, it's becoming a serious problem. Um, Traditionally, a lot of people have moved from rural areas to the more condensed urban areas where there are more jobs and more job opportunities, obviously, to try and improve their living standard. Um, it's it's still the case, but I think we are going to very soon see a reverse of that happening as well, where people, after having spent time in urban areas, gaining experience, making money, maybe educating themselves in the process as well, be it privately or through the companies that they work for, are now in a position to actually go back to those rural areas and change their communities economically by starting businesses. Because that, at the end of the day, it's definitely going to improve the situation, not just the unemployment situation, but it's going to contribute positively to the growth of the economy as well. If you go to school, you finish grade 12, you study, you take a job, um, your company is paying your salary, and you like taking care of your family. Um, but apart from the taxes and then the money that you have available to spend, not a lot goes back into addressing the unemployment situation. If you finish school and you study and you obtain a qualification and you start a business and you are employing people, then obviously the economy benefits from it in a greater sense. Right, everybody. I think we've reached the end of this. As Donald Trump says to us, and he is 100% correct. Um, Unfortunately, the work is done, but you still have to study. Otherwise, you're not going to pass. But no, that's just tongue in cheek. If anybody at the end of chapter 5 have any more questions, I know I've got my homework. My homework is to convert the session and put it up on Canvas as a video. And I will also address the issue regarding the quiz to make sure that everybody does the same quiz and has the equal opportunity to complete it as well. That's why I'll send an announcement out anyway this afternoon, just to update you and make sure that you do the right one. Any other questions related to any work that we've done this week, or assignments that you're busy doing? Any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me now. Is everybody good? Warren, no questions?
All good, thanks.
Are you talking about half of the class? There's a few, or is anybody else have any other problems? The class test, like it has in the past, will carry a weight towards your overall semester mark, not your year mark. It's a remember I said at the beginning when we did the assessment guide, and if you can actually have a look at the assessment guide in that overview page on the module schedule, where your class tests and your assignments and your term test that you were used to last year counted 60% towards your total mark for the year to pass the module, and your test, your exam that you wrote, the weighting of that was 40%. That is now reversed. So your class tests that you write, you're probably going to do 4. They each contribute, in total, they contribute 10% towards your mark of 40%. So your assignment 1, your class test that you write, and your test that you'll write, your term test, so to speak, which I think is in April, that counts together as 40% of your overall year mark, and your exam that you write at the end of the module is 60%. So your class test that you write, 10%, in other words, it's not 10% of your total year mark, it's 10% of the 40 towards the 40%. So it's a small percentage, but at the end of the day, I see the class test as an opportunity to do revision, because once we've done a cluster of 3, and that's for the entire duration of this module, you'll almost write a class test after each cluster of 3 of 3 chapters. So in this case, chapter 1, chapter 4, chapter 5, we're done. Now we do a class test. Just to ensure that we take small bites and not end up at the end of the term before a test or exam and think, oh my goodness, we've never really been assessed in any form on this work. So it's done in that in that format as well. So it's not a difficult test. It's just to make sure that you look at the work again, and that you familiarize yourself, and that you keep up to speed. The 2 attempts for the class test, basically you can do the class test and then basically you can do it again, and the highest mark of the 2 will count. Okay, that's why you won't see what the right answer is of the right answer is of the question. I know sometimes what I've also seen is that when I did a preview of the quiz for the class test, if you don't know the answer to question 1, you click on next to go to question 2, but it also gives you the option, and it says to you, you can't go back to question 1. So in other words, that's why we give you another attempt. Maybe later on you realize, oh, that's the answer to question 1. You will then have the answer for question 1 in your second attempt. So that's just, do everyone understand that process? That's why we have 2 attempts. So because you can't go back to a previous question if you have not filled in an answer, but with the second attempt you can then complete the answer. Okay, does that make sense? All good? No No problem at all. Thank you, Ruan. Right. Yes, we've reached the end of the session. Thank you very much. Thanks for another week. Make good decisions. Take care of yourselves. It is a long weekend. It is Human Rights Day on Sunday. So do spend time with your friends, but follow protocol, please. We don't want you to get sick. And
Sorry, sir.
yeah, sorry, Jessica.
Do you by any chance know we obviously won't be having class on Monday because it's a public
Yeah,
holiday?
we won't have class on Monday for any, with any of the lecturers, yes.
Okay, thank you.
No problem at all. And also on that same note, also this Monday is a public holiday, so there's no classes. The following week, that starts, I think, with the 29th of March. That Friday, the 2nd of April, is a public holiday. It's Easter Friday, or Good Friday, as a lot of people called it in the past. And then that Monday, the 5th of April, is also a public holiday. So we resume on Tuesday next week, and then we have 4 days until Friday. Then the following week starts on the Monday. You have classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That Friday the 2nd is a public holiday, as well as that Monday the 5th, and you will only come back to campus or will only have classes again on Tuesday the 6th of April. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for those who've stayed right till the end. Enjoy your weekends. Then we'll see each other again for first period on Tuesday.